Tony Holohan had a bit to say yesterday, Ciara. Particularly urging, well, I suppose the thing that got most pickup was his line that you should, whoever you're socialising with on Christmas Day, they're the only people you should socialise with between now and then. But he also, this got less pickup, had a message for young people, and he kind of urged them to kind of go handy in the coming days. And it kind of riled you a little bit.
What he actually said is, he said young people should make an exceptional sacrifice and they should cut back on all their social contacts in order to protect society as a whole.
Yeah, is that so awful?
Well, it's not that it's awful, but I think it's a little bit unfair because they are the one group of adults that we're still not giving the booster to. Excuse me, I'm a little bit...
Well, not the only people in their 30s aren't getting it.
He's calling on all young people from 16 to 34, and I understand that the positivity rate has gone up in that group, by the way, but these are the group who can't access the booster. These are the group that we know, because a lot of them got Janssen, have zero immunity, so it's very easy for them to get the 6 to 7 times more transmissible Omicron variant. They're also the people who have lived proportionally in terms of their shorter lives for longer under restrictions than anybody else, at a time when they are, let's face it, at almost zero risk of serious complications from COVID. And to me, it is an important time of life. You can minimise the importance of socialising to that group, but it's not fair because it is fundamental to their personality development, their social development, and even their establishment of things like friendships and relationships, sometimes lifelong relationships.
Ciara,
that happens at that age.
They're doing that. And rightly so. They're doing it at the moment. You know they are. And all he's saying is...
he's asking them to stop.
Yeah, but he's saying between now and Christmas Day, because you're going to go and meet your granny.
Not just between Christmas Day
and
now.
That's what he said.
Until we get the Omicron under control, which could be February, it could be March.
He said just in the Christmas period, while you're going to meet your granny and stuff, just go a little bit easy. Is that so awful? And if they're at zero risk, why the need to move them up the booster programme?
It's to allow them to stop the transmission, to allow them to stop the spread. Here's the thing: if you want them, you want to stay, because if you want them to stay home, if you want them to shoulder the burden with everybody else, give them the booster like everybody else.
Even though they're at zero risk, give it ahead of people who are in their 40s, for example.
Hold on, there is very, very minimal difference in risk between somebody 18 contracting COVID and somebody 39 contracting COVID. That age group is homogenous, really, in terms of risk.
And you know what? I don't have a problem with opening up, although I do think they're not going to be able to do 2 million people in 3 days, even though they're making huge progress. I think it was 108,000 people done yesterday. But I think it's okay for Tony Holohan to say, look, just go a bit easy.
I think it is unfair for him to single them out when they are the group that are out in the low paid jobs that are face to face in retail and in hospitality, and they are the unvaccinated.
There's very little hospitality going on.
And they are the unvaccinated, and they're not allowed to be vaccinated.
Well, they have been vaccinated.
Leave them alone.
They have been vaccinated.
Leave them alone.